Our next section I've entitled The Common Experience of Contemplatives and Scientists. As we begin with this fascinating process, it is important to see that scientists and contemplatives both come to their points of breakthrough through the same simple means of focusing or centering. As we become absorbed, our whole person opens. This humble, selfless opening gives way to a heightened awareness that is mystical or God-given. Some in spiritual circles call this awareness the entering into the eternal now. To describe this yet in another way, Beatrice Brutto, in her book Holy Thursday Revolution, gives us a teaching of philosopher David Walsh, who shares a mystical learning of his own about this common human experience of experiencing unity in our differentness. It is this: we live the great story, or transcendent awareness, through our person, and the small story, our usual daily awareness, through our personality. Let us take the small story of our personality first. In our created human nature, we live the small story. Through our created bodily self or personality, we know differentness, limitations, and distinctions, and can enter into comparisons and competition. We can know our genetics, race, gender, Enneagram number, Myers-Briggs, our human will, our human intellect, our emotions, our lifestyle, and specific life experiences. Though these differences will fall away when we die, through them we can choose to learn, heal, and grow as we surrender them into the great story. The great story is lived through our person, the unseen, uncreated part of ourselves that is of God and that will have no end. This is the transcendent self we experience when we are focused in contemplation or in any daily discipline, in nature, or in selfless relating. Through our uncreated self, we can be brought into mystical knowing that is beyond our personality or human knowing. We are not afraid of difference, but experience it as positive and non-disruptive. Only in this heightened state do we know we are one when faced with diversity. We will experience eros and philia lifted and filled with agape. St. Paul poetically imaged our experience of person and personality as earthen vessels holding a great treasure. However, the universe story lets us know that our uncreated person radiantly and constantly permeates every cell of our created being, whether we know it or not. We live in a unity of created and uncreated being that defies our small story knowing. This incarnate dance of matter and energy is the way life is, not only on earth, but throughout the universe. Unity, the great story, cries out for complexity, small story. Complexity cries out for unity, each enhancing the other. We are so one in this Trinitarian dance that we cannot use the word "and" without connoting separation. In the universe, in Trinity, there is no separation. Separation is known only within the small story and will eventually give way to unity as we spend more time in the great story. We are body-soul, great story, small story, all of a oneness, but having to speak of it successively. Jesus was the great revealer of this Trinitarian dance of small and great story in human existence. How wonderfully he lived it. It is a great gift for us that Jesus openly struggled in his humanity in the desert, in his solitary prayer and daily life, in certain relationships, in the garden, and on the cross, to live in the transcendent awareness of his person. He lived fully the transcendence of unitive love in his humanity. Because of him, we know we can dance the dance in our own limited way. I hold that it is the constant opening to this depth of love that knew unity in the dark and difficult times, which empowered our Teresa in her heroic pursuit of church approval for our rule. What is an important understanding for you flowing out of incarnation, spoken of as small story, great story?